Alright, new day, new streams. Let's play some more PLO 10 on runotonce.eu. Phil, Gaffons, new poker site. Welcome to my channel. My name is NutRaisin. We're playing PLO 10 on 4 tables and let's... I was trying out some stuff earlier today. Played a little bit off stream, made a 1 buy in there. Had a nice stream last night. First we had a multi-Twitch thing with Coach Kippery and well-known low stakes pro from Finland. And we get welcome to this table with aces, which is pretty cool. No reason to just call behind. And every reason to raise. Get one fold, which is sweet. Right, and then so we played with Kippery. We actually made a profit against him, but we couldn't really, it wasn't that as action-packed as it could have been. Because we were pretty card dead most of the time. And my internet shone through playing against Kippery, you know, no pressure. This is, I mean, you do have to double gutter. Let's just check it. Get aces on table 3 as well. I think I'll still check it. Not folding if he bets, by the way. We're blocking the straight, but... yeah, maybe a turn bet would have been alright, thinking more about it. So, anywho, that was the Kippery stream, and then we had just checking here again. Aces got a walk, now I got ace, king, king, deuce, double suited, took it down with the aces on table 1, and the dude left. Right, and in the second stream we made 5-6 binds in profit, so you know the downswing from the day before yesterday is for now over. We shall see what the future brings today. What it is bringing in any case is 32 cool entries at PLO 10, 24 at PLO 50. Things are looking up on Run It Once. I've been checking the traffic since noon, and the numbers have been roughly the same. At least at PLO 10, PLO 50 was pretty dead over noon, which was surprising. It usually isn't. It basically runs all day in my experience now. And you know, things are looking up at Run It Once. I am ever so hopeful that we will get to mix it up at PLO 20 soon, because with these player numbers, I mean, what's stopping them from giving us the PLO 20 goodness? Or 25, whatever the case may be. We're properly rolled for both. Calling here. Sure, maybe sometimes re-raising. Call it once. That's not a bad one. You have a gutter to a straight flush. Oh, excuse me. I think betting on the smaller end. Might get some money in here. Some additional money, I mean. Investment looking to get raised, but I don't see it happening, quite frankly. Really? I'm gonna call this because it's weirding me out. Don't expect to be good here all that often. Ah, that does make sense. Okay. He had king king 5-3, double suited, which is a fine opening hand, of course. And he didn't like the flush turn, having you know, having hit top trips. But then at the end he miraculously made a full house, which is hard to do if you have a pocket pair in your hand already, and you know you don't hit a set. And yeah, interesting. I'm not loving this spot. I think there's a good argument to be made for folding. We do have the 2 backdoor flushes, however. Let's call it once. It's not a bad one, giving us a gutter, the second nut flush draw. Not completing any straights, which I suspect there are some of them out there. Checked around. We could check or we could pot it. I think those are the 2 options here. Let's go with the pot, actually. Blocking top 2 by having, you know, top 1. that makes any sense. Just checking behind here is super fine. Don't get me wrong. I have a feeling we might get a fold or two. Need to fiddle around with the music a little bit. I'm not sure what the correct volume level is now. Since I switched music apps again, he's in the tank. I'll let you know what he folds. Very nice. That was a nice small pot there. Not that small. However, we are sitting on 3 short-handed tables, which, as you know, is not my game at all. So I'm opening up some more tables and I'll rotate out the short-handed ones. Can't do anything here. At least we shouldn't, I believe. It's an interesting one. Might be some bluffing opportunities now. Although, of course, we're not, you know, blocking anything. Not having a king, not... Hang on, the tables are filling up. Let's go for it. Doesn't buy it. Now that was completely unnecessary, by the way. I just felt like doing it here on table 1. And I'll go for it again. Too bad. Well, King 5, Queen 5-8. Wow. We're gonna put a mark on him. I'm sure he's putting a mark on us now. Here we're gonna call this off, of course. Against a very short stack there. We're good for now, and we don't stay good though. So good for him. This is not the hand you wanna come over the top with. On the other hand, he had 17 big blinds, so meh. Kind of indifferent about it. So this dude had queen up here on table 1. He had queen 8-5, no diamonds whatsoever. Damn it! No, I did leave the table. I didn't reset that option. Oh well. Look at all the mazes here. 2 would have sufficed, but we'll take it. It's not a horrible board for our hands, especially since we're having the ace of spades there. I think that was the table we played on earlier. Take it down on table 3. I'm gonna put this guy in a green shirt, being very call happy. I don't think it's a call. Let's check up on that. Would have been a call, interesting. Backed out diamonds here, not blocking any straight draws, not much at least, except for the 4. We're gonna let it go. And ease ourselves into the new day of PLO. For me, the first half hour, 20 minutes, all about getting my head into the game. I tend to avoid the more marginal spots in the beginning. And I'm very happy that I found a new source of music today. The ones I tried before, Pretzel Rocks, I believe it's called, and Monster Cat music, just sounded like bubblegum tastes. Didn't really like them. Fine, but yeah. This is actually decent music here. I haven't explored much of that site, but from what I've checked out, it was very sweet. On a rainbow board, we're gonna check here. Holding the blocker, of course having the gutter ourselves. If he checks... bet quite large now, I believe. He's gonna have a tough time calling like Queen 10, Queen 5, 10, 5 type of hands. And he did, and he didn't. Good stuff. This is close. And it is a splash pot and it's worth fighting for those. I wouldn't be surprised if, well, if he comes over the top, that's alright. Might deter other people from joining. What the deuce? Gutter, bottom pair, backdoor flush draw, not blocking the clubs. Obviously not a great spot, and we're gonna have to let it go. Curious to see what he shows up with here for the min raise. Good thing we did, let it go. We had crap. You're a decent hand. Alright. We did buy position here by with our under the gun raise. Not really looking to play it 3-ways here, so you can fold Billy, and then now we have to let it go. Even in position is kinda iffy on only being suited to the 10. It's not what I'm looking for in a multi-way hand. If I had top pair, would have been a very tough board to play here now on table 4. Speaking of tough boards, no backdoors. For this bet sizing though, we're gonna call once. It's interesting, now we do have the open-ender. Well, we have all the blockers in the world. Actually, could have led here. Actually, I should have led here, I think. Would have been a fun thing to do. I don't think we're gonna get away with the bluff here all too often. So he's gonna very likely bet there on table 1 and I'll fold. If something else happens, yeah, he bets pretty large, 250 there. We called it with pretty crappy kings, but we were closing the action in a heads-up part. I'm feeling pretty good about this hand now that he checked the flop. Here, of course, this is pretty nice. We got the ace, jack 4, single suited to the ace on the button. Have a raise in front of us. Not an ideal turn, a river, I mean, by any means. But check it and see what happens. Check it here once, I think. Took it down on table 2, by the way, with the kings there. Wonder what he raised under the gun with. Maybe an ace-queen type of hand. Yeah! Ace-queen 9-3. Because ace-king, you know, we were blocking the kings pretty hard. But this one I'm not sure. Quite honestly, we'll call and have to look at it. We'll look it up in a moment. He checks and now we're betting for sure. Let's see. King Queen 10-7, no? It's close. No, it's not that close. It should be a fold here in table 2. Take it down on table 1, which is sweet with the turn bet. It's just the open ender for this bet size, no backdoor flushes. We'll let it go. So after we took a hit yesterday, the day before yesterday, or the day before that? I'm not even sure. Losing like 8 buy-ins that day. It was nice to make a comeback yesterday. And winning, you know, 6 buy-ins, 7 buy-ins. But of course the day where we lost, I didn't go nuts, I didn't like suddenly play worse than I usually do. It's just we didn't hit any boards. And the ones we hit, we didn't like once the river made an appearance. There wasn't much we could do. And that's cool. There's days like that. And you know, we were definitely able to practice our folding, our continuous folding ability, which is, you know, after a while it does get on your nerves, and then that's when it starts counting, because that's when you go like, ah, I can't fold it again, even though you know you have to, you know, either maybe start making looser calls because you're getting a little bit tilted, even though you're not getting bad beat, just because you're not hitting stuff. You're getting drawn out on when you do hit. You have to fold then, and I think we did that very well. Gonna see what this small here, I think. Okay, now we're gonna bet it like we had an ace-queen or something like that. Oof. Yeah, I made a very loose re-raise. This is too loose down here on table 4. Button versus blind, I'm sure. Ooh, out of my mind. Yeah, just too loose. So let's see. We have the 7 blockers with 3-way, we have the club blocker. Interesting board here. Bottom 2, open-ender. A little bit of a flush blocker there, no backdoor flush ourselves. That king is... I could take it or leave it. I'd rather leave it. Close, I think here. almost check there. You know, we get raised there, which is not great. I think this should have been a raise here. Nice, we do turn the nuts on the button. With 2 flushes, we're gonna bet party in a moment. Here we have to fold now, especially if he calls. Curious to see what they have. We had crap. He had top set then on a turn. Very nice. He didn't have crap. He had an open-ender, a flush draw, but a small. Did he have a pair? I think he had a pair of 4s or something. His name is Simon. Yeah, so he had a pair of 4, a queen 10, pair and an open ender. That's still not with the flush draw, the open ender. I don't know if I would have made that call. There was a lot of money in the pot, so there's that to be said about that spot. So while he doesn't strike me as crazy, he might be a little bit too careless with his chips in a passive manner. Get aces yet again on table 3. This time not as nice looking. Ace is king 5, completely offsuit. So if he raises, we're just gonna call. Yeah. Just what we'll do. Let's put our ace of hearts to work here. Yeah, this was too loose on table 1. Not suited to the ace, with the deuce in there. Just a little bit too loosey-goosey. Took it down there. And I wonder... This is a spot for it. That's not. It's close. Double suited for sure. Backed on that flush draw. I'm just gonna keep checking here. I think is the way to go. Let's check it down if you can. And looks like we might be good. Nice. What did Richard raise with there and then give up? Maybe kings or something? Yeah, queens, same difference. Ooh. Liking this. Here, closing the action. We have the ace-high flush draw. You know what? Not because of this flop. I think this is a little too loose, a little too optimistic. Who knows if we're gonna be in love with flopping top 2 or something. Just a flush draw, there is the king. I don't know. If you have an opinion about it, let me know. We had just a jack? We liking him. What else did he have? It was a rainbow board. He had backdoor spades. He had a gutter. Yeah, Jack Queen, Ace Queen Jack 8, like this dude here. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Right, so I think I changed music for the last time now. If the volumes levels are messed up music-wise, let me know. Calling this button versus blind dynamic. Interesting board. We're behind aces, deuces, and jacks here. Now we turn on open ender. Get a nice hand here on table 1. Ace, ace, 9, 8. Single suited to the ace. Yeah, we're not folding here, I think. Kind of suspicious of this one. A good mind to keep calling down here. The flush draw missed. Or the straight draws missed. Gonna do like a snap call. Yeah, made up my mind, and I'm gonna snap call to demoralize him. This is an awesome turn here. Too demoralizing if we're good, I mean. If you're not. Ooh, okay, we're liking him as well. Yeah, the crap hand that hit the board really hard. 6-5-3 deuce offsuit or something. Wow. Good for Sean. Here we check now, having the nut flush draw, the gutter to the nuts. Would hate to get raised here. Although it's not necessarily a small blind board. Like, not at all, actually. Ooh, nice. Here, this I'm not raising with Sean next to me. 2 of the button is a little bit too loose. Finally, some decent music. Not that bubblegum stuff anymore. Mickey Mouse techno is what I used to call it. In any case, I am hyped. I'm in the best of moods. I want to play some PLO. I want to play some PLO 20 for Christ's sakes, but you're gonna send out a tweet later asking Run It Once like, what's up? How much longer with these player numbers? Let's check them, by the way. 25 in the PLO 10 pool, which is more than fine for 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, where a lot of people are busy outside of their house, like Central European time, of course. And 31 in PLO 50, and I'll just add up the no limit numbers. If you would like to have them, you know, separately, then let me know. This is like 50, 60, like around 80 no limit players. Seeing this right? Yeah. Not bad at all. Gonna have some mostly semi-bluff this, or mostly bluff, a little bit semi-bluff. We do have some stuff here. Do take it down against Sleepy Dude. I shall leave this table, because Billy's sitting out here on table 4, and I'm rubbish at shorthand. It's not a bad board at all. Start off by checking. He decided to come over the top. Check once more. Yeah, no c-bet small. You have a lot of backdoor stuff. Make a flush here, which we're gonna bet small as well. Take it down on table 3 with King Jack 9-7. That is sweet. Take it down here as well. Also sweet. Sweetness all around. Must be loving table 2 up here, top right. But it's kind of unfortunate that... Oh, he left. Sean left. What the deuce, Sean? We liked his pre-flop hand range. Gosh darn it. No, of course it's cool. He doubled up. And why not take those winnings home? I mean... Not even being sarcastic about it. It's fine. With the deuce and the 8-9 and the king of hearts, I think leading here is fun every once in a while. Took it down on table 3 with the aces pre. That rhymed. And speaking about splashes, I think we're due one. Like a big one. Haven't had one in a couple of days. Get raised here, but he lose aggro dude. I think a fold is okay. I don't think a call is horrible. Let's go with a call this time. Not the droids we're looking for, not at all. Raising this one though. Only afraid of King 9 here really, or the random set. But with the gutter we would have had to get it in there. Man, this table down here. Just the aces table tonight. Today. Ace, ace, king 6, single suited 2 the ace. One off the button. See if somebody wakes up here. Wants to put more money in. Not a bad board, I don't know. Yes. I think this I'm raising. Not a horrible board. Also not horrible here. Getting less horrible by the minute here. Let's try to get some money in. We get a fold on table 4, which is sweet. And here we have the second nuts. Only behind King King. I think it's close. Actually, you know what? The next time I say I think it's close, I'm gonna fold it. No point in thinking it's close and always go on the aggressive route. Got double suited kings on table 2. Let's go with it. He cold calls, which is interesting. Except for the diamonds, it's not a bad board at all. Nice. Now we're going with it. I have kings over here as well. If he has a 5, you know. Them as the breaks. Nice one. Nice board, I don't know. Try to get some money in here. A lot of turn over rivers that would make us very happy indeed. This being like pretty much the perfect one, Jesus. I'll make it a jack of clubs, give him quads on the river, and we shall be very happy indeed. Ah, no fair. Actually, I should have bet less. I had the board so well crushed here that I was getting kind of too excited there. Many reasons to get excited on table 2 and table 4. I'll come over the top. Here. Gee, I think we are as well. We took it down on table 2 pre. A horrible board. Our 10s are still good. In regards to the board, I mean. Not necessarily good. Really? We have to let it go. Let's see what happens here in the splash pot. We start out by checking. Betting the tourney would certainly have been an option after he checked it. Definitely fit our opening range. Not gonna do anything. Sometimes we're good. I think we are, right? Wow, nice. What do you call it there? It wasn't horrible, I think. Queen Jack 6-5, double suited is fine. I definitely would have called it in his shoes. In a splash pot, you know, where there's all this extra money, and there was quite some extra money in there. You know, we have a gutter and the second nut flush draw. Calling here, of course. Oh, there was a little bit, I didn't see a bit full pot there. Here he checks, and there's a whole bunch of draws that missed. I'm gonna go for it. Here, I mean, sorry. Whew, out of my mind. This one is a okay squeeze, I fear. Even though not squeezing a lot is probably not a mistake in the absolute micros. My limited experience playing 100 BB so far. And so there's some stuff going on. Get called in. I prefer to I don't know what I prefer here on table 1. Here on table 2 I'll check behind. I think. Good stuff. Let's check and take it from there. Interesting to figure out what he called with in a moment. See what he had. Ace King 6-4, King of Hearts. So could have put us in a spot there. After we checked, which was of course, you know, not the whole point, but I was kind of thinking maybe I'm inducing here, and of course have a tough time calling, but made calls like these before, not always right. This is beautiful. Top 2. Not second nut flush. No, it's not second nut flush draw, but a flush draw. Go with this one. If Lance comes over the top, we're never folding here. We're not gonna be too sad if he does come over the top by any means. Ooh, a set. 10-10-4-4, no. Oof. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Good for Lance. Yeah, Mr. Breaks. We still had a decent amount of outs there. Making the full house ourselves. The flush draw he didn't cover at all. Not a horrible spot all in all. Unfortunate, but not horrible. And we don't mind. What's that for boards? Flopping the nut Broadway. Well, the flopping Broadway. Now having a flush draw in addition. Blocking spades. But we are currently holding them nuts. That's unfortunate. leave this table. Not looking to play heads up. Coming over the top here on table 1 with King 10-6, I believe, against the button. Don't think so, but let's check it out. Kind of curious. Actually, we do. For next time. Hey, the Emble. If I'm pronouncing that in any way correctly, thanks a lot for the follow, making me smile. I think the turn might have been a spot to bet here. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, thanks mate. Meaning we're now at 230 followers, which is a little bit incredible to me still. Yeah, in case you haven't seen the schedule underneath my channel, I'm streaming one-on-ones basically as a full-time job now. I'm well aware that at PLO 10, you know, it's not where you want to make a living, but we are waiting in PLO 20. I recently transitioned from being a short stacker, so I prefer my 100 BB poker and deep stack poker mistakes to be on the cheap side for now. But the important point that I was gonna make is I stream every day, pretty much, and long hours at that. So chances are that if you like the stream, that I'll be around, should you wish to, you know, keep me some company. Oof, it's unfortunate we can't do anything here. So this stream is gonna go on for another 1.5 hours, for another 90 minutes. Then I'll take 1 hour break, a 1 hour break, stream another 2.5 hours, take another break, and then I'll stream from early night till, you know, late night, usually. Get aces up here, which is pretty sweet. Heads up on another table. I guess a lot of people have other stuff to do at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Central European time. So I am gonna close those 2 heads up tables and yeah, as I said before, my heads up game is not strong. Very interesting board down here. Grab, flush draw, no pair though. Just gonna check call, I believe. Here with the ace of hearts, we're not betting too large yet. Maybe we can have the ace put in some work on hard turns. Yeah, like this one. Let me make a straight and we're gonna lead this one, I think. Not looking to check raise here. Here I'm gonna bet small and then bomb the river. Unless the board pairs, of course. You're gonna get called by king high flush here a good amount of the time, but This works often enough to make it a profitable play. No, yeah. That's exactly what ended up happening. Very unfortunate. But I felt it was definitely worth a shot there. And it was believable the way the whole hand went down. So let's take a note on this guy. And unfortunately we're gonna have to wait a moment for more tables to open up again. There were 20 minutes ago there were like 30 entries in the PLO 10 pool. Right now there's 9. I'm sure it'll pick up soon again. To be honest, in the last week it has this is unusual. Like there were always 4 tables running, starting at like noon, 11 Central European time, which I like a lot. It's a good sign for run at once. Definitely a raise calling hand here. The 9877 double suited, nicely connected. A boss! Welcome back to the channel, mate. Calling here, of course. Flopping a gutter, which wouldn't be to the nuts, and nothing else. Yep, folding. And on my channel, if ever you have any questions about the site, about poker, about the hand I played, or have comments, or, you know, tips how I should have done it differently, they're always welcome. And in fact, those have helped me improve my game a lot over the last 4 weeks. Cutting down on my study time. Yeah, I guess that call down by Mitchell was, I don't know, very standard. I mean, he flopped the second nuts and just have to grit your teeth and not yet. I don't have the bankroll for it. I prefer. I was asking if I consider taking a shot at PLO 50. I prefer to have 100 buy-ins for each level I play. It makes the mental side of the game much easier. And also, yeah, the large that's the other thing I was just gonna say. The large stake difference. Like if we had PLO 20 already, then it might be a different story. But going up 5 times the buy-in is. If you take a 2 buy-in shot, you need to make 10 buy-ins at PLO 10 again. It's a little bit too steep of a hill to climb. But this is like the midterm goal to in a couple of months. To sink my teeth into PLO 50 and hopefully be good enough to stick around there. And then take it from there, you know. If I can move up, I can move up. If not, PLO 50 is fine for the time being, for sure, with the streamer rig back and... yeah. So, can't do anything here. We have the gutter to the nuts, we have an overpair. Blocking diamonds a little. We probably have to lay this one down now. We definitely do. Thanks, Clay, for making it easier for me. Actually, let's... I cut down on my coffee a little bit. Drinking 1 coffee in the morning now, and Now I switch from black tea to green tea. Because you drink a lot when you talk the whole day. I talk a lot. Also, a slight caffeine high is also helpful. It's not as distracting, not as powerful as the one from coffee. We have to play heads up here, huh? A gutter, blockers, backdoor flush. Position is certainly checking. This 9, well. I have to let it go. Break out in a Disney song and have to let it go. Calling the perfect rundown. Flopping a gutter. Do we? Yeah. Big hand going down here. He took it down with aces 3-way. That doesn't happen too often. I'm betting here because I'm sort of blocking the 6 by proxy, having a lot of the cards that would be around hands that have a 6. With the ace, I think he's just calling down too much now for me to continue bluffing here. But take everything I say about like generally speaking with a grain of salt, take a larger dose of salt when I talk about heads up stuff. Nah. I'll leave the heads up table. Not my thing. No point in giving him, you know, more chips than he deserves. Okay, I sort of hope that we don't go all in. Because then if I win, if I lose, if I win, if I win, it'll look like a hit and run. Check in this one actually. Blocking straights, straight draws, future straight draws. Pretty well. I know there's big money in heads up, but you have to know what you have to be comfortable in your game, and I'm not. That makes all the difference. So for now we have to make do with the one table. But we'll be patient, we shall not spaz out, just because, you know, we're seeing fewer hands right now. Get a second table down here on table 3. Bull is climbing. 13 PLO 10. 35 PLO 50, so I believe PLO 20 would run a lot. That's a nice one. Ace King Queen 3 double suited. Up the top of stuff pair, a gutter, backdoor flush draw. The ace is down here. Ace is 10 deuce, suited to the ace. Make the nuts here, which is sweet. Also a sweet board is the one down here. We do block one of our full house outs by holding a 10 ourselves, have no backdoor flushes, no backdoors at all basically. But with top set, I mean, he can have a combo draw with a lot of equity. He can actually be slightly ahead if he has the perfect combo draw there. But we're going with it for sure. Flopping top pair, the flush draw, interesting one. See what happens here first. Does he have the nuts right now? There's one straight that beats us at this point in time. Hey boss, I switched the music provider hopefully for the last time. Oh, we take it down, nice. But let me know about the volume levels, if it should be a little bit louder or... I don't think it's too loud, but if it is, let me know. And now I think I'm happy with this side. A little bit more expensive than the previous stuff I paid for regarding streaming music, but it's still, you know, 13-14 bucks a month. It's not a big deal. And it's actually music, not the bubblegum Mickey Mouse techno we had on earlier. Which I don't wanna... It's just not my kind of music, you know. If you like it, that's fine. Of course. In position... It's pretty close. I think it's fine. Interesting. Of course, if he now bets saying he has an ace, like at least an ace, you have a tough time drawing out, being ahead or getting ahead. Check it. 3 isn't horrible. Now that he checked twice, we're not gonna bet if he checks. I think, yeah, we just check and be happy. To see a showdown here. Cool. Yeah. Me neither. I know there's basically no folding. You're supposed to like raise, so that's 70% of your hands or something like that. I just can't find the hands. I'm amazed at myself that I bluff as much as I do now in 100 BB poker, because I'm not an aggressive person by nature, and so it took me some getting used to it, to the bluffing. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I am at in my heads-up game. Like, I understand I'm supposed to play a lot of hands, raise a lot of hands, but which ones? When? And oh, at some point I'll look into it. There's nice trading material out there, and it is very profitable heads up if you know if you're sitting with the right kind of guy. So how's your play going, boss? What direction is the boss graph and bankroll heading? "20 entries now again at PLO 10. Sitting at 3 tables once more. Let's call this grudgingly. We do flop nicely. I don't know. No reason to give up if he bets. Maybe lead. I was gonna say maybe lead, but maybe not. He's in the tank. Did he get disconnected, or what's the deal here on table 4? Table 1, we're coming over. Are we coming over the top? Yeah, I think so. I got disconnected, okay. And wow, we flopped nice all over the place now. We're not gonna check. Here we are checking. Took a little bit too long. Get called here, which is awesome. Get a flush here, which is less so, but I mean, he didn't bet, so we're still gonna lead out now. We are betting here on table 4, but I wait a moment to give him a chance to reconnect here. Not trying to pull a fast one. Get raised and have to let it go, I think. See, I gave him a chance to reconnect there. Little low, okay, I'll turn it up. Just a moment. Here, I think we are c-betting. Not a bad one, all in all. There's some bunch of 2 pairs out there, but we do have to flush the second nut flush draws back up. A nice board for a heads-up hand here. That 9 is horrible. That is a horrible, horrible card. Yeah. Have to let it go. Nothing we can do. Right, so regarding the music boss, actually I know a lot of streamers do it, but you can't use Spotify if you per their terms and conditions. You can only use it for personal use. And while Twitch only mutes portions of the audio that it recognizes as being copyrighted if you do use Spotify or whatever, or YouTube. You get into trouble as soon as you export clips to YouTube. You get copyright strikes there pretty quickly. And worst case scenario, the right holders could shut down your Twitch channel as well. And, you know, with me streaming a lot, that's not something I'm willing to risk. And so streamer music is basically music that is copyright free that you can use. You usually have to, there's some free stuff out there, but it's so-so. I mean, for background music it's okay. But it got on my nerves a little bit. And right, so you need to watch out for that if you stream yourself. Or at least it's not a bad idea to watch out for it because of the risks involved that I just, described. And so I paid for Pretzel music, then for Monster Cat. Monster Cat was slightly better with the music, but only slightly. And now I'm on Epidemic music, I believe, which was slightly more expensive, but very nice. In this song, not necessarily this being the case in point. But I checked out their trance section earlier. It was very nice. And I'll have that on later. On a heater, huh? 30 buy-ins, awesome, awesome! And the splash pot counts. You know, I count those in my winnings as well. Awesome, good stuff. Right, so I'll turn the music up in a moment. Well, then keep up the good work, boss. Remind me, what do you play? You play PLO? I'm sorry that I forgot. I feel I know already what game you play, but it's highly possible that if you play PLO, we played at the same table. I think we have, but it's just so much going on in the last couple of weeks. Don't be mad if I forget some stuff. We're just checking here, but I think we are check raising with the 8 in our hand on the rainbow board. Of course, not ideal, but I don't think he has an overpair here, or the overpair. If you only play a couple of hours in the evening, that is an awesome result. Jesus. Very nice. So, rather slow start to the day. We're down a little, but in spots where I didn't really make mistakes. When the king high flush called there, that was just fate. That's the way it goes sometimes. Losing versus bottom set with top 2 in the flush draw on another hand was also another spot where I need to think twice about. That was okay. This might be a little thin. Who flopped the top pair? This diamond blocker, flush blocker. An interesting one, giving us an open ender on top. Also interesting is this one now. I opened 2 of the button here, not folding. He checks, and I think we might be good. Nope. We split it? I don't think we did. Frenchie! Hey, Jesus! A lot of people just dropped in. Hang on. I have to check it here, unfortunately. Whew, good stuff. Don Korea! Back at the grind. How are things? Thanks, things are pretty well. We ended on a pretty high note yesterday, being up, what was it, 6-7 buy-ins for the day. Currently today we're down like 2 or 3 buy-ins, but I didn't make a mistake in any of these spots, I feel. And I don't mind at all. I think I'm playing pretty well. Thanks for asking. And how are things on your end? It's a little bit thin, but blind versus blind. I think it's not horrible. And well, French, you show up every day, you know, it's the least I can do. Also, you subscribe, that's the very least I can do then. Letting it go. This was the dude that called the king high flush earlier, when we had the ace of hearts. So I turned up the music a little more. Let me know if it's now too loud or what's up with it. Yeah. Flopping bottom set here is certainly not bad. I am digging the new music. It's much better. And fair warning, I'm gonna repeat this once or twice tonight, saying that. Ugh, really? Couldn't have found a worse card in the deck, huh? There's an open invitation to bluff us. He checks and maybe? Ooh. Like a jack, I guess? Gonna call you once with the 9 in our hand, I think. Oh, he had queen 4-4-6 in that, so he had a gutter, turned a pair and a turn here on table 3 just now. Here, of course, we're now folding. There were 4 or 5 tables going on earlier, like all afternoon since 11 or noon. I guess people had to run out, do some weekend shopping or something. It's 3:30 Central European time. That is certainly fair. That not everyone is at home flocking to the poker tables. But we shall make do with 2 of them right now. Oh, had my mic muted because of the granola bar there. Sorry. Take it down. Sweet. Hey, that sounds alright, Don Correa. Putting in some work on Snowy and some NL2, you know, I guess to try out the concept or try out the stuff you look up on Snowy. Good on you for putting the work in. It is something I should do more often. But then again, I have all of you guys in the channel giving me advice. Alright. 2 tables now. Well, I mean, the other table now has 4 players. Things are moving in the right direction. Checking here, heads up. I have to lay it down. Yeah, I didn't really eat much yet. So I'm being uncharacteristically silent for a moment here. While I do. Right, so let's see, this day hasn't been going great so far. Gone horrible, down 3 buy-ins. Yeah, and all of these for a change I can't really take the blame for these. Wait, what happened here? I'm in the big blind, right? I'm still gonna lead this. Yeah, me too. I mean, for pre-flop you have the matrix. But post-flop it's a little bit harder. Yeah, I heard good things about Poco Snowy. Of course we just check folding here. If they both check, nah, I'm not gonna go for it. I block nothing. Let's see what happens here if he calls. Oh, interesting. Took it down with a bet here. So he checked to us. And you took it down, we didn't see the whole cards. Also cool. And one of the button, that's fine. Of course not looking to get raised. Now I wonder if Leon knows how to short stack, a lot of people don't. In any case, we have to fold. Yeah, this is a little bit too weak, one of the button, I think. Let's check it out. This is 943. Yeah. Definitely not strong enough. I think the same is true here. In MP. this one out as well. Might as well learn something. Actually, it could be raise fold. Cool. Would have been an interesting board for it, sure. But I'm not playing the could've, should've, would've game. I never do. But let's watch in any case. Have a nice day for it down here. Just gonna call and check to him. Beautiful, beautiful turn. I mean, there weren't any bad turns really. Even the 4 or 5 or 6 we would have been pretty much indifferent about, I think. I'm gonna pot this because I think there's a decent chance we get called here. If he comes over the top, of course we're gonna hate life, but it'll be one of those hands. Hey boss, thanks for checking in. And thanks for the good luck wishes. Can always use the good luck wishes. Can't. Well, actually, no. We're double paired. I didn't quite notice that at first. Very interesting board. Better to a straight flush. A whole bunch of blockers. Really, limp calling in NL2. I know it doesn't. Stars is tight, especially if you play Zoom. I mean, I fell asleep playing Zoom. Calling here. And he didn't bet jacks or anything. I think we were good a decent amount of time, especially now that he checks his kings. Kinda me surprised. I thought the other guy here was the pre-flop raiser, but I guess if he was under the gun, he was the one. Okay. Didn't pay attention to that. That's why I said I don't think he has an overpair or, you know, overpair to the board on the flop. But I didn't pay attention that he was the original raiser. That would have made all the difference. Although I think I still would have called the turn, so... Nice hand here on the button. Ace, king, jack, queen, jack. Suited to the ace in diamonds. Yeah, I mean, it's quite amazing how good, you know, comparatively speaking to a couple of years ago, the quality of play is across the board on even NL2. Which is kind of what kept me from investing any serious amount of time in No Limit. I feel that you have to put a lot of study time in to gain an edge. Still gonna bet here, I think. Claim with the check raise, huh? Okay. Take a note in clay. It's probably a smart thing to do. Even if they're not persistent, for the time being, they are helpful. This is the first song I'm gonna skip. Necessarily liking this one. I did? I guess I'm just a thankful person. Have I? Oh, I... Yeah. And I also waved myself goodbye. Yeah, you know. Thank you, not raising. Oh well. This technomancy, this internet mumbo jumbo, well, it's all new to me. Oh, it's not. But that's what I'm using as an excuse. So another 45 minutes of stream, then I go on a 1 hour break. Walk the dog, all that stuff. Eat some food. Hopefully until then we will have come out ahead. Let's check out the pool. Pretty quiet, 16 entries. But as I said earlier, it was had 4 or 5 tables running ever since noon or something. Which was surprising and makes me very hopeful that PLO 20 is finally gonna make its way to Run It Once. And actually in the break I'm gonna send out a tweet to Run It Once, basically asking what's up? When? How long? How much longer? Are we there yet? Leon is re-raising us quite a bit. Let's call this one. Yep, we're going with it. Top and bottom is good enough here. Against his deck size, I mean. Having less than 50 BB left now. He called, which is good news. As in, he's not raising. I guess he didn't draw out on us yet. If it's a flush draw, he can't fold, he's getting the price. Oh, really? Good stuff. There's a decent splash. I'm in half mind of calling here. No, that's three-way. With the extra 5 BB in there, I think that makes it sort of worth it. Interesting. We have the nut flush draw. We have more hearts than we need though. Which is, not ideal. Also, we could very well be priced out of seeing a turn here if Connery now bets large. Yep. I have to let it go with the pure flush. What do we want to call this once? No. We are deep, which would be an argument for doing so, but on the other hand, we wouldn't have blocked any like king, queen, any king high flush. I think the fold is fine. And we get aces here. Long time no see, my friends. Ace, ace, jack 8, single suited 2D ace in diamonds. Not raising Leon here, we're just gonna fold. It's actually not gonna call. Wow. This is what happened here. Gonna bet. Took it down against Leon with the flop bet. Please have ace 10, that would be awesome. Aw. He folded that ace 10 like a boss. Like a boss. Let's check this one out actually. Ace queen deuce deuce triple suited on the button. I have a feeling it is still an alright fold being triple suited. No, it's not. It's a raise call, actually. Cool. Yesterday went awesome. With the 5 in there, we're folding this for sure. If you have a hand like this with a gap in there, or 2 gaps rather, we would like all 4 cards to work together, and the 10 and the 5 cannot make a straight. The multi-stream was a lot of fun. It worked out nicely too, like we managed to find 4 tables, like right away, had them arranged on both streams the same way. And I came out ahead on Kippery due to nut flush over second nut flush that was backdoored. But I couldn't play too many hands against him, I was quite card dead, all in all. And so it was still very entertaining, and later on we ended up being 6, almost 7 binds up, I think. So breaking the spell from the previous day or the day before, where we were down 8. Let's go and check here. I have to let it go. It's 1 pair, no backdoors, no blockers really, yeah. So we're definitely doing it again, and I think Kippery is right now, ooh, ace ace, jack jack, single suited, nice. And Kippery is, I think, writing or wrote an email to Run It Once support if we can get permission to do the next multi-stream being in Twitch, being on Skype. Of course not to collude, just so we can talk about the hands in real time. Not the hands, just talk in real time. Talk about whatever. Which will put me at a disadvantage if we get permission to do it, because I talk a lot and I'm sure I'm gonna let something slip about my hand. I have to check here, unfortunately. We have a very nice hand, a very bad board for it. Yeah, that sounds about right to date. Have to let it go. And in fairness, it didn't go on for too long, the multi-stream. It was like 1.5 hours. I think Capri is doing like small, much shorter streaming sessions than I usually do. And heads up again. It looks like we're going to be down to one table once more for the time being. Not looking to play heads up. Do make all the pairs in the world here. But PLO 50 is doing very well. The games have been running pretty much consistently around the clock, I believe. At least the times I've checked, which have been most of them. Except for the early morning and morning hours of Central European time. So I think PLO 20 will run a lot. I keep repeating this just because I'm very hopeful that it comes around soon. But also definitely increase the, like if you can at least break even there, and hopefully do better than that. Be a nice chunk of change in streamer rec back. Curious about this one. I'll check it out in a moment. No, it's fine. It's a race call. I have to let it go. Wow, really? One table, three-handed. Jesus Christ. Fair enough. If that state of affairs continue, I might as well take my break a little earlier. Take the dog for a little bit of a longer walk. So that'll make him happy. Interesting. Still have the flush draw. 9 is pretty bad. Well, it completes one straight. And if he checks, I think we're good. Curious to see what he had there. King 8, 3, 4. One diamond. So we are waiting on more tables, but right now the pool has kind of quieted down. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. A lot of people have stuff to do away from the computer in Europe. Flop middle and bottom pair here. Tiny pot. Not folding. Make it a queen. I was gonna say make it a queen, but not that queen specifically. There are like 3 of them to choose from. If he bets here, I'm letting this go. This dude seems to be fairly straightforward with his betting there. And he's definitely not short stacking correctly, I think. Oh, never mind, there was a... Oh, he hasn't limped. There's no limping. There is no limping in short stacking. falling here against Leon. Get to see a flop here. We have a gutter, flush draw. Gonna lead this one. Really? Phew, out of my mind. So unfortunately, not much action going on right now. Conversely, not much to talk about. It's kind of unusual for me to be this quiet. Oh yeah, against this bet sizing, we're letting it go. Let's fix it up here a little. Play some hands. Jared is very much asleep. Ooh, can we enter bet sizes? I just noticed. To check this out. Hang on. We can! I never knew! Oh! Fancy that. Learn something new every day. Hey, you know, what poker client doesn't let you enter bet sizes, but the thought never had occurred to me. Right, so with just one table, okay, now someone is joining. Just gonna say I'm gonna take my break a little bit earlier. And when I return at 6:30 in... no, 5:30, right? I have to check my own schedule. Hang on. Alright, I'm supposed to... oh, 5:30, 5:30. Then we will at 7 also mix in a PLO tournament on microgaming that I can use my points for, so I don't need to pay the buy-in and all that jazz. We bubbled that one 2 days ago, which was unfortunate. It's a fun little tournament. It's a €5, 1,000 guaranteed buy-in. Usually has something between 60 and 90 entries. You get them aces, huh? Ace, ace, jack, deuce. Let's see if Leon likes a hand enough to come over the top with. Nope. Maybe Jared wakes up. That would be very cool. Not a bad board. Have a gutter ourselves. And it's rainbow. Cool. So these guys all came to play. Oh no, just him. He posted under the gun. Yeah, we do the power limp. A rarely seen thing on this channel indeed. Any sort of limping or even limping behind. Flop a middle pair and the rest is aptly described by using the word bupkis. As in nothing. The nothing. Some backdoor stuff. Get 2 pair and a flush draw there, Leon, I believe. Let's check it out. Spades, spades. No, no flush draw. Yeah, deuce of spades. The 8-7-3 deuce, he decided to limp. That is fine by us. I'm not sure if he deserves the shirt. Ah, finally music. I can nod my head along to, not shake my head along to. Go like, oh, next song. This is quite nice. "34 entries PLO 50, 10 in PLO 10. And in total we have, let's see, 50, 60 players, no limit. 15 of those entries being a no limit 100, which is very nice. Now, this is already beating out like small networks like microgaming. Hey Succubus! Welcome to the channel, mate. The short answer is it doesn't exist yet. Hang on, we're gonna come over the top here with the stack size. Okay. Taking it down. Yeah, it doesn't exist yet, unfortunately. The next step up on Run It Once right now would be PLO 50. And, you know, that's 5 times the buy-in. That's a little much. Also, I don't have quite a bankroll for that yet. Not quite. For PLO 20, I'm more than well rolled. And I'm actually going to shoot off a Twitter message later to ask for, you know, like, what's the holdup? What is taking so long? Because a couple of days ago, I sent out a Twitter with the current numbers, which were very nice. There was like 70 entries at PLO 10 and 60 at PLO 50. Yeah, 50. And Run It Once answered that if you keep this up, the traffic numbers that is, then they will add in more stakes soon. And of course, everyone here in this on this side of the camera and everyone on this channel has been asked, or a lot of people in the channel have been asking this, and we are all waiting for it. And also seeing a 200 or 250 BB splash would be awesome. Would certainly get me all kinds of excited. Would have to take a break afterwards. Come on over the top here, blind versus blind with ace king king 6. Suited to the king is fine. We don't get raised, so he doesn't have aces. Gonna check behind here with the 6 in our hand as well if we didn't have this. Yeah. Okay, now we turn the flush. Draw. So yeah, that is the unfortunate answer to that question, that we can't. We simply can't right now. But I think it's a matter of, like, my personal uneducated or educated guess would be it's gonna happen within the next days. That they open PLO 20. They added all the no-limit stakes. And I think the last times they added stakes, it was before the weekend started. So when I go on my break in 20 minutes at the latest, I will send out a tweet and ask. In the meantime, I'm streaming PLO 10. I'm streaming every day, usually for at least 8 hours, with breaks here and there. And at some point, I will probably take a break once a week for an entire day. But right now, I'm just enjoying myself way too much. And enjoying this hand as well. The ace king king deuce, double suited, wonderful. Get a raise, let's put more money in here. Second table is opening up. It's also pretty cool. I'll switch over as soon as something interesting happens. Doesn't come over the top again, which is awesome. This is a nice board all in all. Most likely hand we would be behind against is Jack 10, which we have all the odds in the world for. We have the second nut flush draw, backdoor nut flush draw, got her to the nuts. Could have bet a little bit smaller actually. Not because we folded, just because this was our board. We wouldn't have minded any sort of action that would have happened there. Could have never been that far behind. Flop a nice wrap here. Not blocking spades though. With the 7, I think I'm gonna lead this actually. With the 7, by that I mean blocking the straight here. Get raised here, and I think I'm gonna come over the top again just to annoy Russell a little. Flop a gutter, backdoors. Just gonna check here. Although he's very foldy. Actually, let's not. Yeah, took it down with the lead on table 2 as well. Definitely making me smile. The Random Chill back in the channel. There's plenty of reasons to smile. Welcome back, Random Chill. Glad to see you here. We had a nice multi-Twitch stream with Kippery. Was all in all pretty card dead, but I booked a small win against Kippery with a nut flush against second nut flush that backdoored, and we couldn't really do anything. So I'm not taking... Can't take any pride in that. And afterwards we we left the downswing behind us, finishing the day up something around 7-ish buy-ins, 6.5, 7, something like that. And for today we are down 3 or something, but I can't take any. I'm not able to take any blame in this, today, which I would do if I could. But we got the money in good all the time, every time we went in so far. Oh, knowing meetings in general without not knowing yours, I bet it was more exciting. This is pretty iffy. Felt I wanted to play a hand. Basically my rationale here. Not so iffy is the Ace-Jack 10-10 down here. Yeah, I'm gonna see it once more. Just because if I check now, it's an open invitation to bluff. And I'm wondering against Russell, I think I am gonna come over the top here, because he's proved to be very foldy. We take it down on table 2, which is cool. He's proven to be very foldy post. And also we've been annoying the heck out of him. Re-raising every time he raised, I believe. That's kind of fun. And wow. This is a nice day for it. Not gonna bet too small here this time. Not blocking any straight draws, any wraps. This is a wonderful card. This is a wonderful card. Giving us a gutter to the nuts, the nut flush draw. We still have the nuts basically all the time here. I think we want to put it in with this stack size. And I'll let my cat in, hang on. Yep. Fine. Right, so it's gonna be another 15 minutes of stream. Then I need to go on my union mandated break. And 1 hour after which I will be back. And in the meantime, I'll poke at Run It Once to see what's up with PLO 20 and what is the holdup, and are we there yet? Interesting about Russell though that he can fold a lot post-flop, which takes discipline. So he's not crazy by any means. He's aggressive, but not in a crazy manner so far as we can, as far as we can tell, at least. This is gonna be the second song we skip, but I like the new music provider that we have today. Case in point, is already starting out much better than the pretzel music or the, what was it, Monster Cat that we had previous streams. I'll take it. And it is, yeah, right. I mean, it's kippery, right? No pressure. Ran one bluff against him, which he called, but it was very funny. Because I had all the blockers! He called like some middle two pair or something. This one you have to let go, even in position now. I think even closing the action is... I'd like to suits to be higher. Just give me now, yeah. They would be for me. Like as soon as the bullshit bingo is starting, you have two choices. You join them, you howl with the wolves, or you end up in the newspaper, like as a murder-suicide. I'm not sure which way I would go. I think newspaper is not unlikely. Yeah, that's definitely something to consider. But he has been he's been aggressive with his raises, but he hasn't come over the top once, and he has folded a lot on flops. Which is why I discounted that a little bit. So we flop stuff here, as in the second nut straight on a 3 flush board, which we're not blocking. But we're not folding if he bets, and if he checks... Shall be interesting to think about what we should do. And it's great to have you back at the channel, Render Chill. Already you're helping me out and giving strategic advice and insight. That's awesome. Make 2 pairs, so now we could draw out on a flush. Although if he bets big, you know, that's gonna be that. Calling here for sure. Interesting to note that he doesn't open full pot now, which he hasn't done before. Checking behind you for pot control and all that. I don't think I'm folding, to be honest. Maybe flop an open-ender over pairs. We're not folding here either. And he checks. So he checks, which means we'll check behind. That is cool. And that's also very cool. Turn the nuts here. Actually, I'm gonna go for it here. Oh, we split it. Fair enough. And here we get to come over the top. And we shall do so. I don't think that's worrying at all. Unless he turns 6s. If he comes over the top, I'm not folding, I believe. Nice. And the action is picking up. Looks like you brought some people with you, random. We were down to 1 table earlier, but that being said, well, you saw the tweet that the traffic is picking up. Like it started at noon or possibly earlier. Noon was the earliest I checked. And there were like 30 entries at PLO 10. Which is why I'm gonna shoot off a message to Run It Once via Twitter and the break. Asking, are we there yet? Can we get PLO 20 already? Go on a proper downswing. Which if it happens we'll take in stride. And then move up to chase our losses. Of course, this is the GTO way. I would love to be involved in this one. Actually, I'm gonna do the power limp, the never seen open button limp. The bullshit bingo, my brother came up with that one. I don't know if he came up with that one, but he used it. We are gonna call here, I think. Heads up, the slow suits are not as worrying. Sidecards are decently connected. By all means, use it. I like the phrase as well, the first time I heard it. This is a nice hand, except there's one queen too many. Just like in any beehive. More than one is one too many. In this case, more than two is one too many. Wait. Confused myself there. Half part, 7 high flush, maybe some backdoor stuff. It's iffy. We are in position, so let's go for it once. Turn the flush, which is potentially nice. So he bets the turn. He bets the flop, he checks the turn. If he's going for a check raise, then all the power to him. I don't really see it though going for check raise. If he check raises, actually, I'm not sure if I would fold. I mean, with the 7 high flush, are we getting value now that we... Can we bet for value is the question, and I doubt it. If you watch the Jane Anders videos, he would probably bet, but he plays different stakes against different opponents where different dynamics are at play. Let's check this one. Very nice. Yeah, I ended up thinking the same on the against Russell here on table 4 earlier. This one I am folding. If somebody comes over the top, I will be very unhappy. This should have probably also been a fold. Although we are three-handed, that's a bit of a difference there. Also, we could just flop pretty nicely on and all. I think here I'm going for check raise. Which is exactly what we'll do with our gutter and not flush draw, backdoor flush draw. They don't have the animation right now, like the all-in animations and the split part animations are wonky. Oh jeez! This time the noise scared me. Gartman, thanks a lot for the follow. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's it. And you see the pot moving when we split the hand, and in multi-way pots, that scared the crap out of me, freaked the crap out of me in a bunch of splash pots, like the large ones. The pot gets moved into the wrong direction to boot. Like visually, it's of course the money ends up in the right correct spot. But it is an acknowledged bug. I think that was a little bit too optimistic. I mean, you do have to, like, honestly, I think a raise is better than just calling here. I have the blocker to the... we were in position on the King 7 6-5, which was what convinced me to do call. It's a valid question though. But I felt heads up the suit, the suit being a low suit doesn't matter as much. Not being results oriented that we took it down, like I never am. Nice hand. No, I would never ignore you. You never ask an invalid question. And ignoring you, I would do so at my own peril. But I think, yeah, closing the action, not us being in position there, was what tipped the scale for me. And Frenchie, cool. I have a nice hand here, not necessarily great board. You know, if a spade has to roll off the 10, isn't the worst card. Right, so checking my clock. I will go on a break in 5 minutes. Need to eat some food and, you know, do some doggy walking. That you are. Interesting one. I'm checking here and I doubt I'll be folding. Well, I also don't see what can call us what can call us that we beat. I guess he had like a straight draw there. Queen, ace, king, queen, 3. Yeah, hit a queen, top pair and a gutter to the nuts. Having the ace of spades as well. Good thing he didn't get creative there. Yeah, in a large part recalling this very speculative hand. Oof. The good thing here is that we are in position. Still checking. Let's make it a 4. I was just I at least started that sentence in my head before I saw the 4. I don't think it makes any difference with them having checked all the way. We're very likely good. Maybe a straight will call us. To get a call, we're always good here. I would assume he had a straight. He had a queen 10, I would say. Yep, he had the king, queen, jack 10. Very nice hand. Double suited too. Wow. Diamonds and spades. Pretty exciting hand. So, as I said, I will be going on a break in 3 minutes. And... sorry, I had to stretch a little. And the APS counter is back in action. APS being the aces per song, a necessary metric with how well we have been running a large amount of the time we've been playing on Run It Once. And what was I gonna say? Alright! After the break I will be back in 1 hour with more PLO 10. Maybe PLO 20 at some point this weekend. I remain ever so optimistic, which is my default setting. I can hear the wah wah in my head too. But yeah, domestic harmony, that's what it's all about. So let's see, I think we caught up a little on the 3 binds we lost earlier. It bears repeating, got the money in well. Yep, down 2 buy-ins for today. Still up a very healthy, I would have to do the math, but 86, 80, 85 buy-ins. Ever since round 1's opened. And oh, how mad can you be when things are going that way? Domestic cacophony. Okay then. That's pretty good. Oof, them quaddies, huh? Okay. Please. 7-7. Just checking this guy. Need to get some money in here somehow. You know what, with all the jacks, we are gonna call here. Ooh, it was pot sized. I didn't quite notice that, to be honest. Yep, now we're folding. I would have folded had I noticed it was a pot size there. Very likely. I called because with all the jacks, there's definitely some shenanigans we could get up to on the right turns. And some shenanigans coming up here with the ace king 6 at hand BB against a cutoff razor. Not to confuse that with a cutthroat razor. Completely different story. And illegal in Germany. For some reason. Like barbers can't do the cutthroat razor thing anymore. Don't ask me why. Now we're in an interesting spot here as well. We're gonna c-bet. Could have c-bet a little bit smaller actually. Here we're gonna go with half for sure. Took it down on table 2. I'm not folding here. He has the queens, he has the queens. He does not. He does not. Shazam! One for the Shazam jar. That's a pretty active player, right? He didn't have a queen, he had a pure flush, the king high flush draw, I believe. One overcard to the board. That means we're now down 1 buy-in for the session. Swedish. Hey, right on! Good for party poker for, recruiting a professional team. Any wind blowing in Star's direction is a good thing indeed for everyone. It's like the 3rd subpar song so far. I am digging this new music provider a lot. I will keep saying that once or twice. More in tonight's streams. On May the 4th, really? There's a funny story there with May the 4th. May the 4th. On a German TV show, they had George Lucas as a guest, and somehow they asked him like, what is his most well-recognized pop culture like quote sort of thing, you know, like asking for a quote that became pop culture from his movies. And he said it's May, and they had a simultaneous translator there, of course. And he said it's May the 4th be with you. And the translator translated it in the sense that it meant, I will be there with you on May the 4th. Which is pretty good. I like that a lot. And we get let's make a straight flush. We can make the like the second nuts. That's also pretty cool. Yeah, dang it. Dang it indeed, a little bit. Ah, social faux pas. It buffs right out. We are calling here, I think that's alright. And we're definitely leading here. And right, it is way past my... Sam! Way past my going on a break time. I will let the side know. Seeing 10 of you keeping me company does make me smile a lot indeed. Hang on. Not coming over the top here. Not blocking the nuts. Whew. In position too. Right, seeing so many here makes me all sorts of makes me very happy. Should you wish to be notified by Twitch whenever I come online, which is a lot, then by all means consider following the channel, also supporting me a little. But that way you will get notification whenever I am online. Or you can just, you know, check back in the channel. Chances are I will be here. Mixing it up in the PLO 10 streets, hopefully very soon in the PLO 20 games. And taking it from there, moving up. Hopefully it's higher and higher. Right. I thought so too. Like, if he has queens, then we had the backdoor flush draw. We're not folding on that board. Decided to call here. It was a kind of a loose open, actually. Let's check that one. One of the last things we do on this part of today's stream. The first of today. Holding now for sure. What was it? King Jack 9-8. Single suited. Under the gun. It's close. But it's a fold. That's very close. Right. So one more hand, it seems like. And let's check it out. I think we made up most of the damage for sure. Yep. Down little under one, little over one buy-in. Like 130 BB, something like that. Let's see if you can find somebody to host for the meantime. Maybe someone outside of the Run It Once ecosystem, but it doesn't look like it. Double takes wasn't 9, a very nice French, I believe he's French. Actually, I don't know. He speaks a very very good English in any case, so it doesn't matter. No limit Holden player from Run It Once. He can use some support for sure. And he's a nice guy. I enjoy tuning into his channel. Right, the translation was awesome. It's like something they told me when I got told when I did my translator in school. Or whatever that was. It wasn't a college. And they had that story in any case. Thought it was pretty good. Right, that is that. Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Nut Raisin. I shall be back in around an hour. And it has been a hoot. Thanks for watching. See you soon.